Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Card number 9 of Index Card today, and I'm starting out with some Distress Oxide and Picked Raspberry, Spiced Marmalade, and some regular Distress ink in, oh geez, what's it called? Abandoned Coral. So I have to be honest here, I'm cheating a little bit. This card is not an index card. It's actually a piece of Bristol cardstock. And the reason I'm using that instead of an index card is I really like the way Distress ink reacts on the Bristol paper. And on my index cards, I always have a layer of gesso, and I don't really care for the way Distress ink looks on gesso most of the time. So it kind of dulls down a little bit on the gesso. So I wanted to make sure my colors stayed vibrant. So that's why I cheated and used Bristol, but it's still index card size. So now I have some Letter It ink in Shadow Gray, and that's by Ranger, and some Finnabair stamps. And I'm also going to stamp with some of the colors that I used in my background as well. Now I have some Ranger texture paste and a Prima stencil by Jamie Doherty. It did have a silhouette of a face and these flowers at the bottom, but I cut the face off so that the flowers were easier to maneuver. And I'm just going to spread the texture paste through the stencil. The Ranger texture paste is my favorite texture paste because it dries very, very quickly, and that is great for impatient people like me. And I left this part in. I had some extra texture paste, so I'm starting another card, and you will see this guy's face again a few cards down the line, but that's why I left this part in. And this is a butterfly die cut from the Butterfly Duo by Tim Holtz, and it cuts out a butterfly and then it has an embossing folder that makes the texture on his wings. And I'm just using those same colors again from the background to color his little wings in. And I'm making sure not to get any color on the center of his body, because I'm going to color that with gray or brown then. I'm going to make sure that that layer is really good and dry, because I'm going to run my ink pad in the orange color. Man, my memory, I can't for the life of me remember what it's called, and I just said it. But anyway, I'm going to run that ink pad over his wings to catch the texture. And now I can put that brown in the center of his body, and I realized the pink didn't quite meet the brown, so I'm going to remedy that. Spiced Marmalade. Jeez, that's the name of the orange. Ay. So first I started out going over the texture, the raised texture of my butterfly's wings with some gray ink. And I did not like the way that looked at all. So I just went in with a small ink pad, which is archival in black or jet black. I'm not exactly sure. It's archival ink and it's black. And I really like the way that turned out. This is some India ink, and I'm using a very small paintbrush to get very small splatters. And I love using India ink for my black splatters because it's very, very thick. Or not very thick, it's very pigmented, the black, and you can water it down quite a bit and you still get a true black, unlike some other inks. If you add water, you know, they get a little watery looking. So I'm trying to finish off my card, and I have this little word here, and really I'm looking at it now, and it could have went in any of these places on the card, but it was taking me too much time to decide, and I was like, I'm just gonna scrap it, slap this butterfly down, and call this a day. And you know, the cards don't always have to have a sentiment or a quote, and sometimes I forget that. So this is today's card. I hope you enjoyed it. Very bright and summery. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.